Hello and welcome everyone again to crazyrobotics.com. So in this video we are going to have a look at how we can use this Node MCU board uh, and we are going to just look at the interfacing connections, and we'll cover the programming stuff in some other video. So as of now, currently the problem we are facing here is I have purchased a couple of these 4-in-1 matrix display. As you can see here, I have 4 matrix displays soldered onto a single board, and if I try to remove one of this display, as you can see, this is an IC that is MAX7219CNG plus. This is a driver IC for driving these 8x8 dot matrix boards. So if I put it back, make sure that you are not flipping these connections when you remove and plug it in back. So the problem currently I'm facing is if I try to use these kind of jumper cables to make a connection between these two displays, that is 4x1 and 4x1. The reason why I wanted to do this is I want to make sure that at least one entire word is displayed at a given moment. So currently, as you can see, the IP address is being scrolled on half of the display, and I wait literally to for the entire IP to pass on, so that by cascading a couple of these displays, currently as of now I have only 2, but I want to make sure that there is no any abnormal output, which is currently the case by using these jumper cables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bend these berg strips so that I can directly fix it onto this particular board and solder them together. So let me try it. I'm just making sure that the curvature after bending comes a little bit through the PCB so that it can pass on through these holes on the other matrix display, and then I can solder it from the rear side. So this is how I have tried to bend it. Now I'm going to check if I can insert these. Let me pause the video and come back with the final outcome in the meanwhile. Okay, so I have bent them all, and as you can see here that these strips are now passing through this PCB, so they must be passing through the holes of another PCB. So let me turn off the power supply and check if I can put them exactly. So the beauty of these matrix displays is that if you look on the rear side, so you can easily cascade them, like as you can see on autofocus. Okay, so there is a one-to-one connection, like the first pin is clock to clock, then we have CS to CS, then we have the D in pin going to the D out, then we have ground to ground and VCC to VCC. These are the 5 pins. So let me check if I can put all them together. Okay, so that's perfectly mounted, and as you can see, even if I leave the other board, it is exactly straight. So yet to make sure that there is no loose connection in between even after soldering, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small piece of acrylic sheet, and then I'm going to either drill the holes into that sheet and pass them all through these one, or I'm going to simply glue them in. So let me go ahead and solder this, and then I'll show you the final output. Okay, so I have tried to solder all these 5 pins. Now let me have a quick look at whether this entire display of 8-in-1 matrix built up of 2 4-in-1 matrices works properly or not. So I'm trying to plug this programmed Node MCU board. So now the program is written in such a way that initially the IP address to what this Node MCU is connected. So currently this is connected to my home Wi-Fi router, and it is giving me an IP of 192.168.29.6. Now if I want to change the message that is being scrolled over here, then I'm going to simply type that IP address which was displayed here, and now it presents me with a small web server response, as you can see. I hope you can see this. Okay, with a little bit of out of focus. Okay, so as you can see, I have a small web page associated with the server that is scrolling in the back end. Now whatever message I want to type, so as you can see, the moment I type it, the message gets updated here. So for instance, if I just type A, and click on the submit button, you can see that only one alphabet is being scrolled. Alright, so this is what we have as a final product. I have enclosed this particular scrolling display from all the sides. I have a red colored acrylic sheet on all the sides except on the front side, where I have taken a transparent acrylic sheet just to protect it in case if there are any scratches or whatever, we can easily replace it. So and also it protects to not to fall outside whenever we are holding it. Now if I just plug it in with a USB power supply, as you can see, all the LEDs stay on for a couple of seconds until it gets associated with one of the IP address through DHCP of your router, and once it gets an IP address assigned by the router, it will start displaying the IP address. So let's have it should not take so long, but let's wait a couple of more seconds and check if we get any IP address from the router. So make sure that you are in proper range whenever you are working with these scrolling displays. Since we have enclosed this entire Wi-Fi chip, that is ESP8266 or Node MCU that I have shown you earlier, into this box, so it may find a little bit difficult to find the range. Okay, so finally we got the IP address assigned to this by the router. So let me quickly type that in, and okay, so as soon as I type the message, we get that display. Okay, so I have just typed bye bye 2020, as you can see. So as soon as I click here, the message gets transferred onto the display. I have typed another message. Here is my final message that I have typed. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.